guys, this is Lily
And this is Jen.
with 2KBELOW, and make sure you guys go ahead and hit the subscribe button.
Subscribe button, like our videos, leave us a comment. And what are we eating today? Chicken noodle soup.
Oh yes, we're eating chicken noodle soup from Trader Joe.
Yeah, I'm sick.
Yes.
It's perfect, the best for a cold
and the weather.
Crazy cold weather in Phoenix.
It's been raining, and make sure you guys follow us on TikTok, Instagram,
subscribe.
Yeah.
Soon Facebook.
Yes, Facebook.
Yeah.
We're gonna launch that soon, and then yes, you were saying this is perfect because right now
because I'm having a cold and this is the best.
And the Phoenix Open is going on right now, which you saw they canceled it yesterday.
Yeah, and I guess it's so cold.
Every day they extend it.
I guess I heard that it was still fine from some friends, but I personally can't have that when I'm freezing.
I just think everyone needs to go home, okay? None of us like
everybody's like drunk, so they don't feel the cold, you know.
But today, you guys, we're gonna be talking about brujeria,
about witchcraft.
Yeah,
and
our
personal experience. So, have you ever done witchcraft?
I have never done brujeria, but like I was stating earlier, and I had mentioned to you that I believe my mother-in-law was not a Christian. I mean, maybe in her head. So what my mother-in-law believed, my ex-mother-in-law, let me clarify that. And she believed she was holier than holier and that God walked with her and everything. But every time she prayed, she would always say the demons were attacking her. My thing is, why are demons always attacking you when you're praying? And what I noticed when I lived with my ex-husband, when we were still married and everything, I always had nightmares. Every night. I always had like terror. And I always had a dream like someone, you know how you have a dream like you can see everything that's going on outside, but you're sleeping? I always had a dream someone was right next to me, but I could never see them in the dream who it was.
I think there's so as if you believe in like science and I think she probably had some kind of psychosis about this whole thing, and then you were like, what do you call it? You were suggested, right? So when you were dreaming, you had all these thoughts from your mother-in-law, and then you saw that. But at the same time, I do give it a little bit of weight just because of some of the things that I've seen that you can, like paranormal stuff that you can explain it. You can.
Well, my thing.
You can really say, oh, this happened because of this. You're just like freaking out, like, oh my God, why is this happening? And I used to read the tarot cards, and I was really good at it, supposedly, according to me. I mean, it's and then that's when you get scared, because it's like, oh my God, like I don't know. I think that we create our own future too. So it's like we're not with a string doing. I mean, our lives is not scripted already. I like to believe that we have some illusion of choice, but so witchcraft tells you like we really don't, because if I can read the tarot and tell you your future, then you know what I mean. That's why I also believe, because that's why I kind of stopped too. Also because I became more involved in church and stuff. I was like, oh, this is
but when you pray, a ti no te andan atacando.
No, so I was saying she had some sort of psychosis, or maybe she had witchcraft and she had a demon in her shoulder.
And not just that, like her kids too would say that the demons were attacking them. Like they had a whole. One day they were getting ready for school. They were little. They were probably like 9, 10, and they ran out of their room. Both of them, that they both saw like a snake coming out of a light.
Jesus, really?
And then that there was like this little midget.
But what kind of witchcraft is she doing?
I don't know. That's what I want to know. To the world, she was saying she was praying.
So you thought she was doing like a ritual, or wait?
Who knows? Because the other thing is, she would wake up at 2 or 3 in the morning. That was the time when God would always wake her up, supposedly, to pray. That's when she would pray, because that was the hour of God.
Maybe, I mean, think about it. Maybe the kids were also influenced, They have a crazy grandma and they get up and... See, I like to believe that as I like to believe that I'm a logical person that thinks that way. But when you're in the midst of it, you do feel like it's an attack. So, I don't know. Okay, I will never be able to put my finger on it. But I did have like this breakthrough moment, and I threw everything out. I have like 2 decks of tarot cards. I had crystals and sage and all of these things, right? And I watched a video. I think it was TikTok or YouTube, and like the video just, when it says suggested content, out of nowhere, talking about like in reality, what is this in relation to God and religion and stuff. And it really like it spoke to me. I remember thinking like, oh my God, what am I doing? Like I felt somebody told, because I was having really bad moods. I would wake up really angry. I went to therapy and stuff like that, but somebody told me something like, well, you're reading the Torah and you're open these portals to the evil to come into your life, and that's why they.
You're saying Torah is Torah, because Torah is the first book of the Bible in Hebrew.
Torah. Oh no, Torah. And like
todos los judíos ahí on the other side, they're gonna be like,
no, like the cards and the tarot cards, and I was just like, oh my God, I can't continue to do this. Like I'm like, and I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it was just psychological that I stopped doing that, and then I feel like the path to a better, happier life opened for me. I was feeling better. I was more like devoted to, but so here's the thing, right? I'm devoted to God or whatever, but I don't like putting down others, even though I know that they're not doing supposedly what's right or what they're supposed to be doing. But like, I personally don't think that anybody should be condemned for what they do. We all sin in some ways or others. You know what I mean? So I stopped, but I did. I mean, back in my day, I did do a lot of witchcraft. Like, I would. So there's this witchcraft, right? People are gonna be like taking notes. So if somebody's bothering you, you grab the person's name and a piece of paper, and you write the person's name. Sometimes you usually just write the name, right? That's it. If you want to go a step beyond, you write the name and you put something like, "May this person stop bugging me and bothering me," whatever. And you close it. You put it in like a little cup. You have to close the cup. It has to be a cup that you can close. And you put water and put it on the freezer upside down.
Oh, I've seen it on TikTok.
Right? Yeah. But here's the thing: you grow up with this stuff when you're Hispanic. Like this was a recommendation from my mom once. Like, oh, we're gonna put him on ice. We're gonna put him on ice.
But does that really work?
Yes, so, sort of. But I don't like you know what? I condemn myself for doing that back in the day because it does work. So that's what I'm saying. Like it. Okay, you can be mentally influenced, but how it works, like how does the person stop bugging you, or like sometimes it'd be like the person gets not necessarily fired, but like the person quits and they don't bother you at work. Yeah. I remember going to work at my old office, and I find like little ices, like people put like everybody was Hispanic. So
they do it.
Yeah, they would do it at work. Yeah, that's how superstitious we are. There's so many, and like if you want something good, like
did you guys ever like melt when you found someone's little ice?
You're not supposed to touch it. You're not supposed if you
what
find
happens
witchcraft,
if you do?
I don't know, like bad juju, bad luck or something. It goes to you or whatever. Supposedly, you're not supposed to mess up with it.
Really?
But like, if you want positive things, you put like sweet things on a jar with your intention, like cinnamon or sugar, honey, coins, money. If you can, like something with gold, it's something like positive stuff.
Yeah.
If you want like a good luck, whatever. Bad luck, it's like the opposite. You put like pepper, something spicy. Like some people like put pee or poop, like crazy stuff like that. I know. I know too much about this stuff, and now I'm like, did I do it? I did. I'm not proud. I used to, but not anymore.
But you didn't do like nothing evil. Like you didn't go like how like you see women, not women, but like there's those brujos because it's not just women. You see on TikTok them en los hombres, and they go like like what is it? I don't know.
Amarre?
Well, just
like a love spell.
No, not love spell, but that they want something bad to happen to somebody else. Like something like a tragic accident or something, or I don't know much about voodoo, but from what how like they do the little dolls, and from what I've seen, on TikTok, I don't know, so I can't really mention, so no one get offended that does voodoo.
So here in Phoenix, there are places called Llorerias. They're usually Mexican, and I say usually because I don't know if maybe they're from other places, right?
Yeah.
And they have all the stuff you can imagine to do witchcraft, like everything that you can imagine. And they also, it's funny because they have all the witchcraft stuff, and they also have like medicine, and sometimes they'll sell it under the table, like if you need a prescription or something. You know how it's hard to get a prescription here, but you go to Mexico and you get it, like kind of like that. You just kind of have to know who to ask, because obviously if you look like a cow, they're not gonna sell it to you, right? Oh my, I don't even know if we can post this on YouTube, but anyway, on these places they literally sell everything for you to do witchcraft. And I mean, and how do you think I know? I used to go, and
but the Yerberias are like everywhere. I've done.
Okay. Oh my god, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. I've done a voodoo doll once.
Have you?
Yeah.
Does it work? Did you see like anything really work, or do you think it's just like?
I like to think that no, but kind of yes. And I felt bad. Like I tried to like reverse it, but so to reverse a voodoo doll, you need to find it. Because here's the thing: a voodoo doll, you have to like put it in a place where nobody's gonna find it.
Oh, not even you.
Like you have to put it like on the water, or you have to dig it under the ground or whatever. So it's like very specific. Which is like, so let's say you put it under the ground, you have to like tell the god of the earth to hide it. It's weird. I'm telling.
Do they hide it?
I know too much.
But
I went to a park and I dug it, and then I don't know, maybe a dog undug it or something. But I remember doing it like when real and stupid stuff, like irrationally. Somebody like messing with my baby, so it wasn't even for me, okay? But they sell those like
the voodoo doll?
but the best thing is to do it yourself. That's what they say. You know what I mean?
Oh, instead of having somebody else do it for you?
Well, you can pay somebody else to do it, but like if you do it with your hands, like it's supposedly all of this thing of witchcraft that I know is because it's just, I don't know, it's like a knowledge that's in my head. It's so weird. That's what I'm telling you. When I used to read the tarot cards, I could tell you things. Like my friends would ask me things, and I'd be like, "Did this happen, or is this person so and so?" And they were like, "How the hell do you know that?" And I'm like, I don't know. I'm seeing it, but I don't want to like. I don't know. I would never want to exploit it because I think it does go against my religion, and I don't want them to clash.
But then that also brings into, okay, so I know because the Bible does tell us, we're not supposed to do none of that stuff. But then there's a whole book missing, from the Bible. They say the book of Noah.
Well, to me, with the Bible thing, if you base it on history, so back when the Bible was written, there was no press. It was handwritten by recount, and very few people knew how to read and write. Right, like only like the nobles or the kings and the queens. Like if you were us, like we normal people, you wouldn't know how to write and
read, or we would have never known what was
people
going on.
were illiterate because it wasn't, you're just dedicated to farming or construction or whatever, or you were a slave. If I'm telling you, if I have something and you're telling me and I'm writing it down, and then I have a book, like the book, and I have to rewrite it down, I can't take or add or whatever if I want to. And this is history, like with tens of hundreds of years,
Yeah.
You don't think that things were changed or something? I do.
I just say I find it very interesting. It's not that I want to know about brujeria. I could really care less. I believe, God takes care of everything and karma comes back. It might not come back when we want it to, unfortunately, but it'll come back, right? But I just find it very interesting that the Book of Noah, was that the Book of Noah? Oh, yeah, right. What's the name of it? It's the book. It's the grandfather of Noah who wrote the book.
Wasn't that the Enoch?
Oh yeah, the Book of Enoch. So the Book of Enoch. Enoch is el abuelo de Noah.
Okay.
And he was like in the mountains, because you know how back then they would go in the mountains like and go talk to God and everything.
They have nothing to do.
But go to the mountain.
Yeah. They're probably like, "Oh, I'm bored. Let's go to the mountain for the 20th time today."
They're probably better fit than us here, because
with like their weird like handmade shoes.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
They had to kill the calf for meat and okay, whatever.
What is it? Yeah, the Book of Enoch, and it talks about like
witchcraft.
Well, when the fallen angels came, and each one had something they taught humanity. Uno le enseñó makeup, one showed witchcraft, one showed astrology. Like
also, they came from the devil.
That's what they say. But then they weren't from the devil. They were from God. They were the fallen angels. They became part of the devil after they didn't go bad.
See, that is all just so. I mean, I think it's good as people to question things. Obviously, not like judge them or put it down.
Yeah.
But to question and observe them from another perspective, and just wonder. I think it's healthy.
I just find it interesting. I mean, not that I believe that we should go and put any type of curse on anyone.
Right.
Because I'm like,
you know how they think. I mean, it's on the Bible too that words are curses.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean,
well, it does. It says in the Bible, "Con la boca bendices o maldices."
And if you notice, and this is kind of like a different subject, but like I don't know if you notice, people that are very successful, and I've also read this in books, so that's why I'm saying it. People that are very successful, they have a very positive speech. They never talk down on themselves. Hear them. I mean, okay, people don't love him, but like Trump, you hear how the man speaks. Everything is grandiose. He's the best at everything. Everything is great, amazing. When it comes down to him, that where he refers to him or like the people that.
But then they call him a narcissist.
Yeah, but then, but like if you take a second and you do listen, I mean, not listen. I'm talking about the Kardashians, or maybe them too, but.
But Tony Robbins is the same way.
Yeah, it's just very positive talk, and like that's what they say. You attract that to your life. I think it's also psychological because obviously, if you're seeing the world through a positive lenses, you're gonna, you put your energy, whatever you put your energy on, that's what you're gonna have. No matter what.
Well,
but let's start with words.
A video today también de la Marilyn Monroe. I don't know how much truth it is. I just saw a video. It came across my feed. I'm not going to go and research because I really could care less. But I did find it very interesting that before she became famous, she became blonde, she started saying words to herself that she would be beautiful, she would be this and that. Like
affirmation?
She was doing affirmations to herself of what she was going to become, and that's what she became.
Yeah, it's going to have some truth to it. As long as you're not hurting anyone. But look, I mean, the poor thing, she like got, I mean, they say she killed herself then.
Did she or did Kennedy?
I don't know, the whole thing. This is what I believe, right?
I find it very suspicious.
I don't take every conspiracy theory to heart, but I always think when there's a little rumor about something, there's something underlying. It might not be 100% the conspiracy, but some elements of the conspiracy. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe, but at the same time, maybe it's hard to wrap your head around somebody so beautiful, so successful, and so loved to kill herself. It's like it's very incongruent. Everybody loved her. She was, America's little doll, and then she killed herself because she was depressed. People want to believe that she didn't do it. You know what I mean? Like in denial almost. But I don't know. But maybe somebody came and shot her. I mean, we don't know if that's absolutely not the case. But anyway, I do think like the way you talk to yourself, the way you talk in general, and the way you talk to others. There's this book, right? The 4 Agreements. Have you ever read it? Mm-mm. It does say that. It says that you should never gossip about others. I mean, hey, our whole thing is our whole show is kind of gossip.
No, but this is interesting. Tell me. I might learn something.
So I'm going to butcher it because I'm really bad at recounting things. But like, it says that you're not supposed to get involved in gossip and chisme in how do you call
the Bible says that too.
In Mexico they call it mitote, and that if I say like, let's say I say something about you, right? If I say about Lily, like, I don't know, okay, I'm not insulting you.
No, I know.
Imagine I said something like, Lily is so dumb for buying that car, right? And then boom, your car breaks. I curse you, right? So I did take it to heart, and I remember like sometimes I'd be like, I tell like people that know me, be like, don't say that about me. You don't know that. You know what I mean? Like,
it's like, hey, Johnson does the same thing. Sometimes I'll be like, boo, you're just sick. Like if he's feeling sick or something. He's like, or I'll say a comment. He'll be like, take it back. And
right, don't say that. Right.
And I was like, why are you gonna take it back? This is what's going on. He's like, take it back. And so I take it back. And then I'll be like, well, then you take it back too because you said it too.
Yeah, and that's what the book says, that words can like carry curses and stuff, and that's why you should only speak positively. Because like, let's say, you tell especially with kids, right? You tell your little girl something like, oh, you're dumb. Or you're like, that's what.
But psychology shows that too.
Why are you? why are you being something? I don't know the exact term he uses, or silly or something. And I just like jump his throat. I'm like, don't say that about her, because especially when they're little, they'll believe it.
I
Especially
think
when it's somebody of the
it's
authority,
imprinted
right?
in ¿cómo se dice la palabra?
When they're conscious,
Like yeah,
unconscious, yeah,
and it's
subconscious,
not in their subconscious. That's what happens when you're bilingual, people.
right?
You know, sometimes we're like no sabo kids, but not all the way.
Oh my god, no, I do think like that. Like, yeah, words are curses, and
So I think
I should talk because I curse a lot. I mean, I've always said to myself I'm gonna stop, and I never stop. Obviously,
I do say bad words here, and I didn't say bad words for the longest time. Like
really.
you could not get me, and then all of a sudden I'm like fuck everything.
Fuck you, fuck you.
Yeah, pretty much. I was like fuck y'all, motherfucker.
What I don't like saying, it's like either damn or in Spanish maldito, like that. That I don't like. Like that, I feel like it's a curse.
Yeah,
Like,
I think
don't say that.
Spanish is a little bit more aggressive.
In Spanish, like, yeah, when you say something in Spanish, sounds more like, oh my god. In English, sounds a little bit more like lightweight and right. But then if you say something in Spanish, like, it
Because
sounds scary.
maldito in English, what would you say?
Damn it, or damn. Damn, like damn this, damn that.
Yeah, but you wouldn't. Maldito is like you're saying to somebody. Maldita, you know.
Like that.
But damn, you have to say damn you.
Oh my god, I know that's my job, 24/7 to interpret. But when you see somebody is like maldita esta, not like damn this person.
Yeah.
Like this damn Lily. I'm sorry.
No,
I take it back.
know. Thank you. But it's interesting because, like you said, so are we doing maldiciendo a gente and ¿cómo se dice?
Right.
Subconsciously, not intentional? Is that part of brujería?
I think it's just, I think with witchcraft, I think the root might have been, the Egyptians did too. Like when they died, they did a bunch of like.
I think in my past life I was Egyptian.
Really?
I swear, I am out of all the eras in the world, like in this world. I'm obsessed with
really
the Egyptians
since
I was a child.
The Holocaust.
Really?
I feel like in my past life I died.
You came back from then?
I think so.
You were a Jew. Yeah. You were Hebrew and I was a what? I'm Jewish. But you were Hebrew and I was your Egyptian.
Right. Yeah. That's how I feel. I actually had that conversation with my boyfriend the other day.
Sir?
I've always.
So it only took you a couple years to come back. It took me. Because there's no other time in the world, like the Romans, I could care less.
Did you feel like you gravitate towards that type of history, like it resonates with you, like you've been there or something?
I don't know, but
like I know so much about it, like it's weird.
Since I was a child, like I love everything about the Egyptians.
Really?
Everything, the pyramids, how they mummified, how everything they did.
But that's what I think. I think it started with like perhaps a good intention, and then our world is so it has polarity. So when there's something of something that's good, there's going to be the counterpart, because that's us humans. We need like we live in conflict for whatever reason. You know what I mean? So if somebody created something good, the opposite of it is going to exist.
Well, if you think about it, not just that, a lot of los Germans y los Jews migrated to South America.
Yeah, that's what I say.
So your spirit went over there.
Dude, that's crazy. Yeah, I know. Well, I honestly, I also think I might have been influenced, and maybe you too. Like, think about this. When my grandma grew, there was German people there. And it was in the middle of the war of World War II. And I grew up with my grandma telling me what these people would say. Like, they wanted to take over the world. The Germans thought that they would take over like Latin America and stuff. Yeah. But they did lose the war, but they thought they weren't going to. Obviously, the Germans, they were proud. They didn't think they would lose the war. But my grandma grew in a hacienda that was owned by Germans. And I don't know what the Germans mean. I mean, we don't know. I can't speculate, but.
Well, but it's not speculation. They fled. I grew up listening to my grandma saying that, and that's why I'm influenced, right? Like, so then I'm like, oh, I want to know more about this time period. So maybe when you were growing up, somebody was like also like telling you, maybe somebody went to Egypt and they told you about it, and you as a little kid were like, oh my god. No, I don't know, but I I don't know. I'm just thinking I was like maybe on TV, but then I'm like, I remember them talk, growing up, the Roman and everything era. Then what is it? You have los moros, you have all of these other ones, and
like other cultures and stuff.
Yeah, los chinos, los Mongolians, all the other tribes, even the Native Americans, the Mayans, the Aztecs. None of them I as fascinated.
Oh, with then this, yeah. I mean, I know. It dawned on me one day that that's what like maybe a big part why. And then obviously, the more you learn about it, the more you're like, oh my god, this is absolutely insane, and you want to learn more.
Unless we have an ancestor in our bloodline somewhere that takes us there, and
probably.
They say your DNA just keeps going. I mean, maybe. Who knows? I mean, we all do come from one place. We just don't know when it happened.
But I do think that like that's how witchcraft started, with like as cure of like they try to do like remedies for illnesses back in the day, and then it just kind of turned into.
Well, if we look at it like this, okay, so the Bible comes from those Hebrews, ¿verdad?
For the what?
Hebrew. But then, if you read the Kabbalah also speaks about. See, that's the thing. The Bible says don't do witchcraft, but then you have the Book of Enoch, and then you have the Kabbalah. And the Kabbalah, you have the hand with the eye to protect you.
Right.
And it's like,
I used to have a Kabbalah.
No, but why would you have that if remember the Bible tells you shouldn't have anything.
Doesn't it read from the back to the top, right?
Well, yeah, backwards. You read from, and that's how even the Arabics, they read from the right to the left. And they're so similar. They should just quit fighting. Like, there's no reason for them. Like all of that fight needs to stop. I'm not going to go into it. This is not what that's about today.
There's a book called The Kybalion. Have you heard about it?
No.
That talks about the Kabbalah, talks about the Bible, talks about like it believes that Jesus was just one person. Like kind of like I think the base of what not all, but I'm gonna say a lot of us can agree that it might have been the same guy, and we all just call him a different name, And because ultimately we do. We all rule, or one God rules all of us, but we had to change the religion because of the region area. Exactly. But it does talk, and the person that recommended me to read the book was this witch that I used to get, Kybalion with a K.
Kybalion.
And it like. Anyway, on one of the parts of the Kybalion,
it just sounds like, interesting. I'm not trying to do it. I just want to learn about it. I think it's good to learn.
That's why I had a Kabbalah, because I did. I had the Kabbalah, and it said that you don't even need to know how to read Hebrew or whatever. Just looking at it, it was like it would like bless you or whatever. And back when I used to believe in anything, yeah. So like that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I tell you it's from back to the front. So you read it like you grab the book and it's like you're reading it from the back. It's super weird, right? But then you just overlook. I mean, obviously, if you see the Jewish writing, you don't like the Hebrew writing. You don't know what it says, but just like to look over it, and that would bless you anyway. How crazy!
Pero también como ellos piensan en Lilith.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's why they would put the hand to above, like where the baby slept, because they didn't want Lilith to come and take the baby. And if you notice, which I find very interesting, Lilith takes most of the time when she takes male babies. And SIDS is known really to take male babies. Because they say SIDS, no one knows, it's not an infant death syndrome. And Lilith went to
see, all these things are so freaking interesting, dude.
But remember, Lilith has been around way more longer than SIDS was discovered.
Lilith's like a moon or something?
No, she was supposed to be Adam's first wife. So if you read the Bible, you got like 5 minutes here, less than 5. But if you read it, in the first time God goes, I created man and woman. I created them both equal. And then again, that's why the Jews fight that Lilith did exist, because it says when I created them both equal. And Lilith didn't want to submit to Adam, because she's like, why? We're both made from the same dirt. We're both made equally. Then later, God made Eve, because God, he sent her away, and she became a demon.
And this is what the book of what?
Genesis. Read it. It's there. And then he said, yeah, it's Genesis. It's there. And that's why they're saying there's stuff in between that's missing, because he says first he created her equal from the same dirt, just like her. And then later on, he goes, he made Eve, from Adam's rib. He goes and he created and named her Eve because Eve, she was taken from his rib.
Wow. That's really interesting.
So that's how they're like, yeah, she is written in Genesis. And then there's another prophet, and he mentions Lilith again in the Bible.
I want to go read my Bible. Well, I always want to read it. Okay?
But yes.
Well, so what do you guys think? Let us know. Put a comment. Maybe you guys think we're full of it. Maybe we are.
Maybe. But yeah, go ahead. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, like it, share it,
follow us.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you. Bye.